Hello everyone, good evening, welcome back. Tonight we're doing another Ixalan Pack 1 Pick 1 video. Essentially we just have a single pack of Ixalan here. We're going to open this up, we're going to lay out the contents, and we're going to discuss what we would pick first if we were drafting, and this was our first pack, first pick. So we'll go ahead and get into it here. Let's take a look. Our last Pack 1 Pick 1 video, we got a pretty strong pack. Hostage Taker and a foil rare. Okay, so we got Nest Robber, we got Sunrise Seeker, Desperate Castaways, we got Opt, Ixalan's Diviner, Spreading Rot, Raptor Companion, Cobbled Wings, Spell Pierce, Territorial Hammerskull. Let's get all these in the frame here. We got Pillar of Origins for our uncommon. Then we got Stormfleet Arsonist, River Sneak, our rare is Advanced Blasting Cannons, and then just the token cards here. Okay, so let's just take a quick look at what we got. So first we got Advanced Blasting Cannons. This is a pretty good card here. It's really just a good card advantage. It allows you to, at the beginning of your turn, you exile the top card of your library. If it's not on a card, you can cast a card that turn. And if you do happen to cast 3 spells in a turn, you can transform it. And once transformed, it does have, you can add a red mana, or you can a red and 2 to go ahead and do 3 damage to creature or player. So essentially you've got a 3 damage land here. But just the first ability actually I think is a little bit stronger in a draft situation, just because it allows you to actually essentially draw an extra card each turn, since you can exile that card and then you can go ahead and play that card during the turn. So that for me is very, very strong. We also have River Sneak here as our first uncommon. River Sneak is good in a solid Merfolk deck. You know, if you've got a lot of Merfolk, you know, an unblockable creature is good. It gets +1/+1 whenever you play a Merfolk or whenever a Merfolk enters play. Stormfleet Arsonist, 5 for 4/4. It does have the raid ability. Make your opponent sacrifice a permanent. Pillar of Origins, our last uncommon. This is a card that mana fixes for creature types. So it comes into play, you choose a creature type, and it can tap for one color of, or 1 mana of any color for that particular creature type to cast. Got a little bit of a glare here, sorry about that, guys. Commons, we have Territorial Hammerskull, which I actually really like a lot. This is a very strong common card. 3 for 2/3 is nothing amazing, but the fact that when it attacks, it can tap a creature an opponent controls. This guy allows you just to push so much damage through, tap down their big blockers. It just lets you stay aggressive, and it also has a decent body. Spell Pierce is a card which I don't like so much in Ixalan. I've sideboarded it in a few times. It's nothing I would typically main deck. Counter a non-creature spell unless the opponent pays 2. It's a fine sideboard card. Not super powerful. There hasn't been a lot of situations in which I've wanted it in my deck unless my opponent's got a lot of removal spells. If you see 3 or 4 removal spells, especially more expensive removal spells like Contract Killing or the Unfriendly Fire, then this is a good sideboard card. Cobble Wings is a fine sideboard card. It gives a creature flying. It's great if you're a ground deck and your opponent's all flyers. It's actually good in the dinosaur decks too. You can kind of throw one in just to make sure your big guys can go over if needs be. Raptor Companion's a fine 2-drop. 2 for 3/1. That's fine. Nothing crazy. Spreading Rot. I don't really care for this card. 5 sorcery speed to destroy a land, and the controller loses 2 life. This is a card that you're really not ever going to pick or put in your deck. Ixalan's Diviner. This is another good card. 2 for an 0/3, allows you to explore when it enters play. This is a good card. I wouldn't be a first pick, probably not a second or third pick, but it is definitely a good card if you're playing green. It allows you to come up the ground, lets you explore. You really get your land drops a little faster. Opt is another card that in other formats I liked this sort of ability more. To scry 1 and then draw a card. It's fine. But not quite as good as other formats, like when we had cards more like Ponder. Ponder definitely would be something I would play pretty much anytime I'm playing blue, whether I'm aggressive or not. Desperate Castaways, not a great pick one card because it's 2 for 2/3, which is a fantastic creature buddy, but it does require you to have an artifact in order for it to attack. Sunrise Seeker is definitely a late pack pick here. 5 for 3/3 vigilance is okay, not great, but the Explorer does make it better. If you get a 4/4 out of it, that's fine. A 4 for vigilance for 5 is good, or 4 for 3/3 vigilance and draw a land, that's good as well. Nest Robber is good if you're in I like this card better in red-green dinos, just because red-green dinos is just more aggressive. You have a lot, faster creatures, bigger creatures, and this guy just gets in some early damage. So our pick here, I think, this is our first pack. I really like red in Ixalan. I feel like red is very, very strong. Also like white a lot. I like red because there's a lot of good removal spells. And the creatures, I do like the red creatures as well. I like the pirates, the Fire Fleet, the 2-drop. I really, really like that. That might be my favorite 2-drop in the set, just because it's 2-drops are always so necessary, especially in this format where you can, if you miss your 2-drop or 3-drop, the game just gets away from you really, really quickly. So I like those kind of creatures. I like the removal in red. I like red when I'm playing dinos. I love the dinos. Thrasher Raptors, a 5/3 trample for 4 is fantastic. Hammer Skull I really, really like. So for me, I think the pick's probably between Vance Blast Cannons or Hammer Skull. I like the Vance's Blast Cannons because it does allow you card advantage. This represents essentially drawing an additional card. I know if it hits a land, obviously you're not gonna draw. You're not going to be able to cast that spell because it's not a spell, it's a land. But in red, I feel like you want to be more aggressive, you want to be playing more spells. So either A, this is going to allow you to cast a second spell that turn, or it's going to get a land out of the way. You're already on your 4-drop. You already have 4 lands in play. Most of the times when you're playing red-green, top of your curve is going to be at 5 anyway. If you have a good dino, or maybe the Stormfleet Arsonist, something of that nature, but you're going to be hitting a lot of good red creatures, a lot of fast red creatures, a lot of good dinos and things of that nature. Territory Hammer Skull I really like a lot. If the Blasting Cannons wasn't in the pack, I would definitely just take the Hammer Skull. I just love this card. The ability is fantastic. Whether you're aggressive or defensive, it doesn't matter. It's got a decent body, and it just helps you push damage through. But the fact that we do have the Vance's Blasting Cannons, this card just got such a great upside, and it is splashable. I would consider splashing this card in a deck, just because, again, I don't even necessarily like flipping the card. I don't even necessarily want to get to the 3 damage. But this is a fantastic ability, don't get me wrong. But I just love in a draft situation the card advantage. Getting an extra spell each turn, that's just crazy. That's very, very strong. So for me, this pack, I would take Vance's Blasting Cannons. If that wasn't there, I probably would take the Hammer Skull. I really like the Hammer Skull. And beyond that, we're probably looking at Stormfleet Arsonist as a third option there. Not a super strong pack. Not every card isn't a bomb in here. Decent picks. Nothing crazy. But anyway, there you guys go. That's my pick. We go with Advanced Blasting Cannons. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. I hope this kind of helps people maybe who aren't super familiar with drafting, who don't who get the opportunity to play a lot, to kind of just open a portal to see kind of what the thought process is, and picking these cards when you're drafting. For me, when I first started, it was kind of a mess. I would just go for the biggest creatures and just assume if my creatures are bigger than theirs, I'm going to win, and I would get blown out all the time just because, well, my opponents picked good cards. They picked removal. They would prioritize removal. They would try to pick up bombs. They would try to synergize their deck as opposed to just going for whatever the biggest creature was. So hope this helps. If you guys agree with the pick, let me know. Tell me if that's a good pick. If you like doing that, if that's what you would choose. If you disagree, tell me what you would pick. Would you take the Hammer Skull over the Vance's Blasting Cannons? Would you take the Arsonist? Let me know what your pick would be there. Anyway, again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Go ahead and hit that like button for me if you did enjoy watching it tonight. If you want to see more videos, I do try to get new videos up every single day. Hit the subscribe button. Look forward to more content from me. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the night. We'll see you in our next video.